Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be on the Closed Test Server, taking a look at Deadside's next major update. And if you can't tell by the title and thumbnail, this is going to be an absolutely massive update. So I think the easiest way to show you guys everything, since we do have a lot to cover, is just to hop on the Closed Test and explore it with you guys. Now keep in mind, you're going to see some unfinished work-in-progress content that's just part of playing on a Closed Test Server. We actually started this test earlier than normal, so it's more of an early intermediate test, so that work-in-progress caveat applies a little bit more than normal. Also, I do feel obligated to at least let you know that I am the lead community manager for Deadside, so I do have a bit more insight than your average player, and that's also why you're going to hear me refer to the Bad Pixel team as we, because, well, I am part of that team. Alright, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and log in. So, here we are in the closed test. I've just, and you can't respawn at towns now. The respawn system has been completely remade, basically. You can't respawn at towns, but you have 15 sleeping bags. However, those sleeping bags can't be placed directly inside of towns or POIs anymore. So it's just more balanced around the board, I think. So, because we don't have a sleeping bag, we've respawned all the way down here in Luzerne, kind of in this new little town. I don't know if this is going to have a name, but it looks pretty nice. And before we start checking out everything, let's do something real fast, yeah? Let's go into our sound settings and turn this up. Oh, that's nice. I like this a lot. I like it. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. So here we are. We've just spawned. We're in our first town. Let's go grab some basic loot, yeah? See what's around. This is third person. You don't normally see third person on my channel. I play on first person only, but we are on the test server, so third person is enabled. Might as well use it while we have it. Let's get some slurp going. Check this out. Look how much faster that is. So, the loot distribution has changed a lot now. The central areas of the map here, kind of around this zone, this is considered the newbie area, so you're not going to see, like, I don't know, AKMs spawning on the ground, at least not everywhere. The farther away you get from this area, that's when the loot's going to start to get better, right? You get closer to Kaminsk, you get closer to this, which we're going to cover here soon. Yeah, we have a lot to look at. We have a lot to look at today. So, let's just get some basic stuff real quick. Ooh. I like the Makarov, but, I gotta say I like the Tokarev more. Something about the Makarov I'm just not a fan of. Oh, hey. It's fitting we find this, right? Huh. Alright. We found some basic stuff, so I think we're gonna head out to our next town here. I don't really feel like walking, and one of the major features of this update is vehicles, so, yeah, super legit. Oh, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but just seeing this in-game, I can't get over it. I don't know. I've been playing this game for a long time. I've been wanting vehicles for a long time. And to finally have them, it's so exciting, man. There's so much we can do with this. So I think I'm just going to go drive to the safe zone. We have some stuff to look at there with the trader rep. So let's go hit that up. Now I'm sure you guys are curious how the driving actually feels. It feels pretty good, but I can't deny there is a little bit of input delay, and I think that's probably because of my ping. The ping is 138, and these are server-side vehicles from what I understand, so... But even still, the delay is pretty minimal. I'm not too worried about it. I can still drive just fine. Yep. Okay, we're in the safe zone now, which again, looks slightly different. The whole map this update has gotten just a new coat of paint, I guess, is the best way to put it. Everything just looks a little bit nicer now. Alright, well, here we are. Normally, I wouldn't just pull up in a car and leave it here, because it's going to get stolen immediately, but we're on the closed test server. So, let's go over and check out the trader and reputation. So in order to get reputation level 1, I'm going to need to send 100 scrap his way, which, I mean, that's a decent amount, but it's not insurmountable. Scrap is going to spawn pretty much everywhere in every town. If you look close enough, you can find scrap there. It's not uncommon. The challenge is going to be other players, because everybody needs scrap. Everybody does, and they're always going to need it. Even if you have max level trader reputation, you still need scrap to make more sheet metal for your base. So it's always going to be valuable, which I think is kind of cool. We need more valuable items and goals to work towards in Deadside, right? So if we take a look at the actual trader prices and level requirements, it's not final yet, so I would take all this with a grain of salt. I don't actually know if 9x19 is going to be locked behind trader level 1, for example. But let us know what you think about these. The whole community is involved with this test, even though you can't log into the test server. We still want your input. But that aside, you can see that at level 0, you basically only have access to the worst guns in the game, which makes sense, right? But once you get level 1, you unlock a whole bunch of useful stuff, the MP5, UMR, BB19, even the AKSU. So you're going to have some tools to work with. And then level 2, you're going to have, you know, the AR4, AK mod. So it won't take too long to get solid stuff, but you're gonna have to work for it. Also, trader reputation is shared at both safe zones, so you don't have to bring 100 to this guy and then 100 to this guy. It's linked, which is nice. But yeah, I think this is gonna be super cool. One of the bigger problems of Deadside, at least a problem I think, is that you could just load up day 1 of the wipe, go do an epic mission, and then buy an assault vest, right? Progression is just way too fast, which leads to faster burnout and, you know, a less engaging game overall. So I really do think this is going to do a whole lot for the health of Deadside. But alright, that's enough trader rep stuff. Let's actually go out in the world and check out what's new, yeah? I think the best way to do that would be to drive down to the airfield, because I know you guys want to see this. I mean, come on, it's huge. You guys remember when just this area, right around here-ish, was the only map in Deadside? I'll probably put a screenshot on screen of the old Deadside map, but this melts my brain. Oh boy. If you drive a vehicle into... You know what? Fuck it, it'll be funny. If you drive a vehicle into water, this will happen. Give it a sec. There it is. Yeah. You gotta be careful with that. You know what? Now that that's exploded, let's do some more magic here. Nice. So here's the motorbike. I spawned in the version with a sidecar, just for fun, so you guys can see it. And you probably saw in that one teaser clip I put out that you can shoot from the motorbikes, which is kind of cool. Can't do that in a car, by the way. But let's switch seats here and get going. Said switch seats. Here we are. Let's use third person because we can. It's easier to drive. But I am going to need to learn how to drive in first person, because that's what my server is set to. Come on, little bike. There we are. So the bikes are faster than the cars. I just realized I should have shown you the inventory space in the car, but it's much bigger than... Oh shit. Some barriers here. It's much bigger than what you get in the bike, obviously. Oh, fuck. Fuck. No, no. Okay. I was stuck on the bike. God damn it. Listen, I told you, this is the test server. Not everything is perfect yet. So, while we're just driving out here in the middle of nowhere on the way to the airfield, which I think we can already see over there, I've seen some comments that basically say that we shouldn't be expanding the map. We should instead have 100 player servers, right? But I actually think 100 people would be too much for this map. With the introduction of cars and boats, you're going to be able to get around the map pretty dang fast. And having 100 people would just be a little too hectic. We've done a lot of testing with... Oh, that's a convoy. Down south. We've done a lot of testing with increased player density. But yeah, and also, if you double the player count, you also double the server load, which is kind of a technical challenge. Anywho, we're getting close to the airfield now. We're definitely in the map expansion, so everything you're seeing is new. It's kind of empty out here still, right? This is still a work in progress area. Ooh, we have a town to check out here. Town. No, a building. My bad. Still pretty cool. Alright, I've changed the time to morning now so you guys can actually see. It was a little too dark, and I don't want to do any post-processing. I feel like this area deserves to be shown in its true lighting. So, let's go ahead and start at the end of this runway, or maybe the start of the runway. I don't know. It's over a cliff, so I assume it's the end of a runway. Anyways, we have a bit of a fuel depot here, which makes sense, right? Aircraft need fuel. So here it is. It's going to look pretty similar to the area up north here. It's using some of the assets there. But there's some new stuff mixed in here too. Let's get a little bit lower so you can see it from a player's perspective here. This is a mission area. I believe a hard mission or an epic mission will spawn here. I'm not sure. But there's going to be some interesting PvP. Lots of cover to work with here. It's going to be an interesting spot. A lot of mid-range combat here. Not too much CQC. Next up, we have the underground hangars. And if you play DayZ, I mean, the memories of Northwest Airfield on Cherno are going to come back. These are pretty different. They're going to have stuff inside. So, yeah, there's a SU-25 here. Good old frogfoot. Lots of loot to grab. Got some wire there. These are going to spawn fuel pretty regularly. You got these back tunnels here you can go in and out of. Sort of clipping through the walls. Hope you guys don't mind. The ghost cam is not the easiest to control. But these are also going to spawn cars, too. You can find cars in these empty ones, which is pretty dang cool, I think. So you do have a good reason to come over to these hangars. Let's continue going further down the airstrip here. We got more underground hangars. We have a little tent area over here, which is pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of the old tent spot. Right around... There's a lot of dots now. I think it's this one. Right? But yeah. Tents 2.0, I suppose. And of course, there's all of these little guard towers, and each one of these are going to have some loot spawning in them and around them. We just don't have enough time to cover all the little areas like that in this video, so I think we're going to skip past it. Right next to the tent area, then right in the middle, we have ATC, of course. There's a couple guys trying to do the mission right now. Kind of cool to see. He's looking at something. Here we have a new building. I believe this is an administrative building? I don't know. They haven't cleared it yet, though. But right across from ATC in this mission area is a scrap depot, which you might have seen in the work in progress screenshots. There's going to be a bunch of scrap spawning here, or at least there should be. I don't know if there is any right now. Yeah, here's a pile you can go loot. 7 scrap, that's pretty good. A whole bunch of these piles around. Out here, I don't believe this is a mission area, but there's going to be a lot of decent loot spawning in these big ol' hangars. I believe these are helicopter hangar. Oh, no. Frogfoot's in here, too. There's a helicopter in one of them. Got some 50 BMG ammo there. Little VG-25. Some storage in the back corner. More scrap, of course. Yeah, good stuff here. Good stuff. Ooh, look at this. You can get in that, right? I gotta know. Oh, yeah. Out here we have, I believe these are SU-24Ms? I know they're SU-24s, but I don't know about the M designation. I just saw somebody in the official Discord use that, so I just assumed they're right. And these are pretty cool planes. They're not functional, obviously. That would be kind of insane to have a functional supersonic swing-wing attack jet in Deadside. I don't know how that would be balanced. Let's move on to the barracks over here. Now over here at the barracks, we have a little road leading up the hill. There's a little radar station and a radio antenna up top. So yeah, these barracks are going to spawn some pretty good loot. I don't know if this is a mission area. I'm pretty sure it isn't. That is over there. I know that for sure. This is just going to be kind of a chill spot to come loot, grab some scrap, grab some military gear. Let's just see what's spawning in here real quick, yeah? Oh, that's a locked crate. That's okay. So you need bunker keys to get into these. That's pretty cool. Get some skinned guns here. Let's see what's in this building here. Got some Gorka. Got some spare parts. What else we got? Stuff. Over there is a mission area. I guess we can zoom over real quick, right? Got some BMPs. Yeah, pretty classic mission area, you know. Area with an external wall right next to a tall hill. Each one of these sniper towers is going to have a Mosin bot inside, which is super, super fun. Up the hill here, we have the little radar tower and a helicopter landing pad. And if we go further up the hill here, we have the radio tower, which is kind of like the radio tower over north of Stepno. Pretty similar, but still, I mean, super cool to see. Very scenic. I like it. Yeah, okay. I tried to be cool and get like a scenic shot from up top. You're not intended to get up there, so I guess it's not surprising you don't have collision. Oh well. Let's go respawn somewhere and take a look at base building, yeah? So I just teleported out in the middle of nowhere to find a good spot for base building, and I found this man's stick castle. Pretty cool. He's got some flags there already. Ooh, I haven't seen that flag design. That's interesting. Yeah, so this is the new base building. This is the first tier of material, which is sticks. They have very, very low health, but they can be upgraded. I think this guy is just testing out what you can do with the base building right here. Anywho, let's move on. Alrighty, I think this will do as a base building location. We're just doing a little demonstration out here, so it doesn't matter too much. But in order to build now, you're going to need a hammer. Here you can see it brings up the little standard scaffolding. If we right-click, then you have your build wheel. So just to start, let's make a little stick base, yeah? Also, we can't build here. Hold on. And look at that, we even found a better location to build at. So, go ahead and make a little stick foundation here. Let's make a... Sure, we'll put a ramp there. A big old door frame. So you can already see how much faster base building is with this new system. It's been streamlined overall. I need to make a front door. Hold on. Deconstruction is pretty fast too, or disassembly, I mean. Nice and simple. Just go to the upgrade thing, hold G. Make an actual door now. Sorry, wrong thing. Door frame. There we are. And get some decks for the roof. Okay. We have a little stick palace here. Now I've spawned in materials, obviously, so I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade it to wood. But before we do that, we're going to need... Let's see where it is. We're going to need one of these. This is a resource vault. So, base building has decay now. Hold on, let me put this down and I will demonstrate. There we go. See, we have building privilege, but the building is decaying, and that's because we have nothing placed in here. We need 144 sticks for 24 hours, so throw that in there. Now we have an hour and a day and 9 hours. But as soon as we upgrade our base here, see how it's decaying? That's because we have wood structures now. So we're going to need wood. These values right here are not final, by the way. And this is part of what we're testing at the moment. So don't freak out if you think that 144 is too much just for some wood things. Here we go. Now we have a wood structure. So this is going to look pretty similar to the old Deadside bases. Oh, and don't forget, hold on, don't forget. Gotta upgrade the scaffold. There we are. So yeah, here we are. We should probably lock this door, huh? Let's do that. Alright, I spawned in a couple locks, so you don't have to craft a locked door now. You can just put the lock on the door, which is super cool. 69420. Of course. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, if you hit G on this, you get the base claim menu. So this is how you register other people. Now, I kind of did this out of order. I spawned in the wood, so I just went ahead and upgraded everything. But in order to actually upgrade your base to wood, you're going to need a wood planner, which is right here. And you're also going to need a generator, because the wood planner takes electricity. Here we are. Let's just put that there. And this here. Why not? And we're gonna need some gas. Here we go. Alright, now that this is running, we can open up the wood planter and toss in some logs. You notice how it has a little check mark? I'm gonna go ahead and put the earplugs in because this is kind of loud, but just leave this thing on. You can see the little progress bar here, and this is going to turn wood logs into planks. And this is how you make planks now. This is the only way to do this, so if you want a wooden base, you're gonna want to have a wood planter. And a lot of fuel. It's gonna make fuel a lot more important in Deadside, which I think is kind of cool. I think fuel should be valuable. So, okay, we got plank tier done. Let's go ahead and start on metal tier. So, here, let me not get ahead of myself. In order to get to metal tier, you're going to need sheet metal and rebar. So, we got the metal planter. Let's go ahead and open it up, toss some scrap in there, and get it started. So, just like the wood planter, it's going to queue up and process this into sheet metal. Also, I should probably lock this thing. Alright, so now I have the big door set up, and this is specifically for vehicles, because you can actually store vehicles at your base long term now. So let me demonstrate here. Magic. So, if you went out into the world and actually managed to get yourself a car, go ahead and just throw it inside your base real quick. There we are. Close the door behind us. And here we have a car. So, as long as this car is inside of the base upkeep radius, which you can probably see here. Yep, see that green circle? As long as it's inside that, and as long as her base isn't decaying, this vehicle will not despawn. This is a long-term storage solution, which is... that's super cool, right? Because bases in Deadside have always sort of just been for extra storage up until this point. That's all they really function as, outside of, you know, a defensive structure that you can use to take control of some areas on the map, like that island. I've built a base on that island. I don't know, it gives bases more utility, which is really important. Now that we've let the metal planter run for a little bit, we have our sheet metal. This is going to run for a while, but let's just go ahead and start left clicking. Okay. So that's everything metal tier. Now you're going to notice we're decaying again because we need sheet metal. There we go. And yeah, we have a nice little protected base. So yeah, that's your new base building. There's a lot we haven't covered here, obviously. I haven't even covered the new windows with their larger opening that you can jump through. But I think we need to jump into raiding next. So how is raiding going to work? Well, in this update, the plan is currently to have 3 raiding settings for each server, right? So setting 1 is going to be raiding enabled, setting 2, raiding disabled, and setting 3 is raiding enabled on decay. So if your base is decaying, somebody can come raid it and take it over. During this test, though, on this closed test server, we are using the first option, so raiding is enabled at all times. Your base is not protected, even when you log out. So why did we make this change, right? People don't like offline raiding. It's not fun to be offline raided. I've been offline raided in DayZ, Rust, and it sucks to get offline raided in those games because it resets all your progress, and that's not very fun. So why did we make that change? Well, our old raiding system, the token system, was super broken. If you didn't know, it was really easily exploitable. Like if your base token got popped, you could just immediately move your best gear into your friend's base who isn't being raided, or into an alt account base that never logs in, so that base is never going to be raided. It just didn't mesh well with the emergent gameplay that Deadside needs to have in order to be a good open world survival game, right? But still, I mean, I can hear you guys in the comments saying that offline raiding just shouldn't be a thing, and I sympathize with that. But here's the thing. This is Deadside, right? This isn't Rust and DayZ. Deadside has 2 big old storage crates in this safe zone, and you're going to keep all your best items in the safe zone. Your progression is through the safe zone traders. So I mean, yeah, if you get offline raided, you're going to lose your base, but all your base actually is in Deadside is extra storage, extra vehicle storage, and a little, I guess, forward operating base to take over an area. It's not critical to your gameplay, you know? It's not like you're being completely set to square one like you are in Rust or DayZ. You lose your base, yes, but it's also really easy to come back from it. And not only that, it's so much better for server performance and just gameplay in general. With the old token system, you couldn't actually take over anybody's base. I like the old token system, but it was time for it to go. So, let's take a look at what raiding is actually going to look like. So we have 2 raiding explosive now. It's not just the explosive charge, we also have dynamite. This is going to be your lower tier version of raiding charges. Oh boy. The fuse is random. There we are. So that hit the frame, not the door. My bad, I should have placed it better. It didn't do too much damage to the metal tier, as you can see. Metal is pretty strong, and dynamite is the weaker of the 2 explosive. But if I try to repair this, check this out. You can't. You actually have to wait a little bit before repairing, but you can still repair things during raids. There's just a short little cooldown. Alright, let's use an explosive charge. Can I, Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright, much better. That almost completely got through this door. With another one, I could get through. Explosive charges are going to be a lot more rare than dynamite, though. Alright, let's get completely inside here. See that? So now that I've destroyed an object, you can see that your base has been attacked. So you're going to know if somebody is raiding you as soon as they actually break an object, which is nice. It also means for the next 5 minutes, any structures you place are going to have 1 HP. So, yeah, not great. And as you can see, you can't repair them. You gotta wait 60 seconds. So, you can build and add on and repair your base as the raid is happening, but it's going to be pretty slow. Raiders are going to have the chance to catch you. Plus, every time you do this, it makes noise. Alright, you hear that? The raiders can hear that too. Alright, now that we've covered raiding, I think let's look at base decorations. So let me just kick the car out of here real quick. We want the room. There we are. So, this update's going to have base decorations. These are going to provide a comfort level. The more decorations you have, the higher that comfort level is going to be. Let's get a little booze wall table going. Everything's still 1 HP because the raid block is still active, so don't worry about that. Get a little boombox up in here. I think I got a TV too, right? Ooh, and a table. Here we are. I'm not trying that hard to make this look good. I'm just kind of demonstrating. And yeah, you can see each time I do this, it's going to raise my comfort level a little bit. What the comfort level actually does, from my understanding, is it raises your movement speed and your health regeneration slightly. Each level is going to provide better and better buffs. I don't know by how much yet. This is all still in testing, so I'd assume it wasn't even final anyways, but yeah, cool little feature. A little bit more utility at your base. Your character is going to be a little happier there. Also, if I run away, yeah, as soon as I get away from the comfort items, that buff is going to start counting down. The higher that level, the longer that timer is going to be as well. So here, let me place down some more. Get a wolf head. Deer head. Yeah, so now we're at level 2. And now it's half an hour. So, not a huge game-changing buff, but it's pretty nice, I think, at least. So yeah, that's base building in this update in a nutshell. We really went through this quickly. We didn't even touch on a lot of the objects here. There's a bunch more base decorations I didn't show, but I don't want this to be super long. Plus, a lot of you are probably already familiar with how this works. I've made a few Steam posts on the subject, so I think it's time for us to move on. So, here we are back at the airfield. I kind of just flew over here because it's a nice location to look at, but I think that's everything I'm going to cover in this video. This is just such a huge update. This video would take forever to get through if we detailed every single thing. If you want more details, I'd say go read through the Steam post. But what do you guys think? This is not the last video I'll make on this. If you guys want to see more features about something specific, maybe you want more details about how the base building support system works, or maybe you want to look at some of the other POIs that are around. Actually, let's just, there we go. We got a nice little mountain area out here. This is to the west of the airfield. I'm not going to show too much of this area because it's not finished yet. In fact, last time I checked, this whole area was blank. I think this was made last week, so it's still in active development, but there's still some cool stuff to look at. And I'm sure I'm going to get some comments like, man, you guys really just copied Rust. And, you know, I won't deny where the inspiration came from. Alex, the CEO of Tiny Build, I don't know why I almost said Bad Pixel, has given talks about Rust before and plays a lot of Rust.
And then we just bust into their base, crack it open, and they lose because they have nowhere to respawn. So that is why I believe emergent game design is very, very important, amongst many other things. And we should think on systems versus content, because that way we can create experiences that I'm just like really, really willing to share.
So it's kind of obvious where the inspiration is coming from. But I don't think that's a bad thing, you know? Deadside is still Deadside. So let me know what you guys think. I'm incredibly excited for this update. It's going to be so good for content creation. I think just the health of the community overall. We're going to have so much more stuff to do in-game. Like, you can go raid somebody and take over their base now. That is super cool. I don't think you guys really understand how cool that is. It means that you can contest areas of the map, and some areas of the map might be owned by certain groups of players. I don't know. More emergent gameplay is better, though, in my opinion. And of course, there's some smaller details that I haven't really talked about yet, like how good the respawn system is. Oh, you know what? You know what? This is why I scripted videos, because now I have to rant about the respawn system. It's gonna happen. I'm sorry. I was supposed to do an outro, but listen, okay? Deadside has given you so much control over your respawns up until this point that it's basically screwed over the player flow on the map, right? Like, why would you ever respawn in Stepno if you could go to Botchkey with an easy mission and an epic mission over here? Right? If you can choose which town you respawn at, everybody's going Botchkey, nobody's going Stepno. You get some really unbalanced, what's the term I'm looking for? Player movement? I think you guys know what I mean, though. Not only that, but you just had too many respawns to work with. Way too many. If you've ever tried to do a mission here solo, you know how hopeless it is if even a single squad rolls up because they have a respawn on Gorky, Maclock, Zarya. And that's not even considering sleeping bags, right? They can put a sleeping bag down anywhere around here. You are screwed. And I don't have that problem with any other survival game. So I'm really happy this changed. I really am. I've not been a fan of Deadside's respawn system since the red circle got removed. There's a fun fact. But I don't complain about it on the channel since I can just DM the project manager, you know? Anyways. Oh, and stream sniping. You guys, I don't think you understand how bad stream sniping has actually been for Deadside. And I'm not just some streamer complaining about, oh, stream sniping sucks. No, I mean, like, you guys remember when the day before imploded? A bunch of streamers picked up Deadside to go check it out. They got stream sniped so bad, they spent like 45 minutes on the game and never touched it again. All of those streamers and their community, that's the impression they have of Deadside now. That's really not helping us, you know? So I think combating stream snipers is gonna be really, really good for just the growth of Deadside in general, right? I think that's something we can all agree is very important for this game. At least at this point, you know? Anywho, those are just some random thoughts I had. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me rant. This is not a structured video at all. I mean, when's the last time I've just sat down and talked into a microphone, you know? Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.